So I was walking to campus one day and I bumped into this woman called Sky Tito, or Tito, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And then I bumped into her again and again. Oh look, oh there she is again. Oh hello, oh excuse me, coming through. Yeah, why is she everywhere? I was wondering this. And as it turned out, she was the Labour candidate for Sydney in the state election. So there's a state election. Do I need to vote? Apparently yes. So I walked down the street to the local primary school and numbered some boxes on a piece of paper. I wasn't allowed to film inside, but this is sort of what it looked like. But the trouble is that I never actually know any of the people on the ballot. Although, if my name was on there, I'd never have to worry about that. And that's when the idea struck me, because student elections were coming up for the board of directors at ARC, our student association. And if I nominated myself, my name really would be on a ballot. And so what started from my vague fascination has now become my political project. But first, there's something I need to get off my head, because it's been troubling me quite a bit lately. It just seems that every time I have tea and biscuits, it just always goes wrong, because I like to have my tea with biscuits. And I don't like my biscuits too dry, so I always dip them in the tea. But they just always fall apart. I put them in the tea and they just go soggy and they fall to pieces. And then it ruins the tea and the biscuits, because I don't have any biscuits anymore, because they're in the teacup. And now the tea is full of bits of soggy biscuits. I don't like it anymore. And this just happens every single time. I don't understand. Anyway, sorry about that. Now it's time to get back to the politics. After days of research and development, my propaganda team had developed a single word that was going to galvanise the students of UNSW and inspire them to cast the correct vote in the ARC board election. And with this single word, this command, this call to action, I myself would take to the streets and spread the word directly to the students of UNSW. I would fight them on the beaches, I would fight them on the main walkway, I would go all through the blocks and classrooms, and I would inspire the students and get their votes. For I was to win this election. Unfortunately, all this campaigning was really taking its toll on me, and I was becoming quite stressed. In fact, I was under extreme stress, and if I was going to recover, I needed to find something quickly to relieve my current condition. So, there's a substance I've heard of, and I've even been able to try it once or twice, but I've always been too uncomfortable, because, you know, it's illegal, and I don't break the law, I'm a good law-abiding citizen. Although, in Australian Capital Territory, that's a different story. So, if I was able to travel there and then smoke, then I'd be perfectly at ease. I could repair my situation and I would be at peace. So I hence took the train down to Canberra. But even as my journey was just beginning, I quickly found myself facing the same challenges that had plagued me back home. Like, seriously, why does this keep happening? And the cutthroat world of politics seemed to follow me everywhere I went. Upon arriving on train, I was horrified to discover that Canberra Station is really in the middle of nowhere, and I would grow completely lost and exhausted by the time we had managed to navigate to the real Canberra city. Quickly running out of time in my short stay at Canberra, this was my opportunity to get really high and not have to worry about it. And so I gave it my best shot. I rolled it, I asked the man for the lighter, I lit up. I smoked, what can I say? But it just didn't have any effect. It was as though I was smoking oregano. But then again, sometimes when you really need something to work, it just doesn't work. Because it's too much pressure. You can't just expect something to save you. Because placing all your hopes of escape through one substance is just wrong, and it's dangerous. And really the only way you're what's actually bothering you and try and address that. Maybe, that's what I think. I'm not quite sure. And while I was pondering all this, I'd lost the election to 4 less qualified candidates. It was over. And so I returned home completely defeated. My only salvation was to compile my experiences into something meaningful and worthwhile. And so I edited the footage we'd collected throughout my adventures into a single video work which I was to share with my class. So what did you guys think? Kuba? Needless to say, they all really hated it. So all I could do was try and go back and restructure the video essay. But at this point, I was so tired, I was going to need another cup of tea. But when I reached for the biscuits, this time I realized what I'd been doing wrong. Because the biscuits are always going to fall apart if I leave them in the tea too long. I'm over dipping. because I'm trying to take too much of the tea in. I'm being greedy, it's my hubris. It ruins everything. And it's just like this video essay, because I want this video to be about too much. It's just unfocused. The video becomes a mess. Is it about me going to Canberra? Or is it about me running in the election at UNSW? Or is it about my tea? I want to put all these ideas in there, but it falls apart. It can't handle it. It's like the biscuits. I'm trying to get too much tea. I'm trying to absorb all the information. I'm trying to fit, but it doesn't work. It just falls apart if you try to put too much in. And if you try to make your essay about everything, in the end, you've just made an essay about nothing.